Hi, and welcome to another Branddriver Brand Spotlight interview presented by Scoop Commerce. I'm Tyler Kuda. Benjamin Bartley joins us today. He's the founder of CHUM Fruit Bites. Sick of his kids eating junk and sugary foods, Ben created a delicious snack for all to enjoy. Popular fruit snacks you know and love can't compare to the natural ingredients that CHUM Fruit Bites has to offer. Let's hear more about his brand. Ben, thank you for joining me.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Let's get started. Ben, how did the name CHUM Fruit Bites come about?
It comes from my passion for shark conservation. I was fortunate enough to live in Asia and done a lot of diving throughout my life and dived around the world. I went back to live in Asia in a part of my career and realized that there were no sharks left. So I found out, asked questions, and essentially it's because there's a huge multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar industry for shark fin. It's deemed a delicacy in many Asian markets. And so these sharks are fished out of the waters at the tune of about 100 million a year, whereas sharks are killing about 5 people a year, and we're in their space. So I didn't think that was quite right. And they're beautiful creatures. They get a bad rap. They maintain the balance of our marine ecosystems. They clean up the dead fish, the diseased fish. They maintain the whole ecosystem. So when the fruit opportunity came along, I wanted to instill my own personal passion into that and call it Shark Savers. What we then found was that it was more fitting for a consumer good that we want to reach as many people as possible to broaden the concept. So we broadened the concept to CHUM Fruit Bites. CHUM, as we know, means what we throw in the sea to catch sharks. So that's the connection to the sharks. But if you Google it and look in the dictionary, in the international world, CHUM means friend. It's a very amicable term, and it's a very simple term. So that's where the name came from.
So on your website here, it shows a great illustration where it compares your ingredients to your competitors. What makes a CHUM Fruit Bite better than a regular fruit snack?
Well, better I'll leave up to the consumer, but what I can say is that our manufacturing process is very natural. All we do is we take our fruits, we puree it down, then we bake it at a very low temperature for up to 12 hours, and that just removes the water content. Fruit essentially has around 80% water, and we're just baking it for a long time, removing the water, and it's retaining all of the goodness of the fruit, the fibers, the proteins, the vitamins, etc. Whereas normal fruit snacks are boiled up very quickly with generally concentrates. They have emulsifiers added, colorants, sugars added in quite a lot of occasions, fillers, and it takes about 12 minutes. So out comes this very viscous liquid that's then cut up. It cools. So it's the other way around to us, and then you're ready with a fruit snack that can have a long ingredient list and around a 70 or more percent sugar content. So basically what we're giving you is fruit in a bag. Each bag of CHUM Fruit Bites is the equivalent of 2 small apples. So that's a lot of fruit. It's quite concentrated, but it's totally natural. And what we're left with is a very healthy product that has also a lot of fructose. Now, fructose is the natural sugar found in fruit. Fructose is unrefined. It's like any refined product, like refined sugar, refined flour, refined oils. It's already been broken down through an industrial process, so the body absorbs it very quickly. And what you're left with is a very natural, soft-biting fruit snack that is actually got a lot of energy, but coming from fructose. Fructose is a natural sugar that the body takes a bit longer to break down. It's not a refined sugar like glucose or sucrose. So what does that give you? It gives you a more sustained energy release. It gives you more of a kick for a longer time, avoiding the sugar spikes. And we know that the sugar spikes lead to obesity, super energized kids, and that's not what we want. And just by only removing the water, obviously all the fibers and all the good minerals of the fruit remain. It's full of manganese, potassium, vitamin C, E, A, B, a lot of antioxidants called polyphenols. These are extremely important. Really, we are giving a lot of goodness in a bag, which is much more, in our opinion, much better for you than your regular fruit snack.
So I know you were really involved in the food industry before creating CHUM Fruit Bites. How did those experiences help you navigate the space easier or avoid any major hurdles?
Well, firstly, having been in the space, I saw the huge advantage of being in the world of fruit and healthy eating. Generally speaking, globally, we're not eating enough fruit. It's not fashionable. Although the world is becoming more healthy, there's a lot of more fad foods, less red meat, more fish is on the increase. But we're still not getting our daily supply of fruit across all different age groups, especially kids. And my kids don't really like fruit. So we came up with the idea to engineer basically a fruit snack that is easy to consume and unique in the market. And I think that's what allowed us to keep going, because it's extremely competitive to get out into the market. There's a lot of Me Too products and nothing that differentiates you. So we really are differentiated, and I think you can see that just on the ingredient list. And to help navigate the space, well, I think when you've done this for many years and you've launched products and you know the value chains and the financial aspects of it and the supply side aspects, it helps you sometimes make the same mistakes, but you certainly learn from those mistakes when it's your own company, so you try not to do those again.
Very good. And of course, you don't just make a great healthy snack, you're giving back. Tell us more about your love for animals and how each purchase benefits our lands and our oceans.
Yeah, this is a very important pillar for us. We always say that the brand has two pillars. One is good for you, and one is good for the planet. And as I've mentioned, the name derives from a very strong passion I have for shark conservation. It's pushed me to learn a lot more about the world of sharks and the importance of sharks and how they get such a bad rap. And I think more so than ever in these current times, it just shows how important it is that we take care of our total environment, marine environment, terrestrial environment. And if we look at the facts that are coming out of Wuhan in China, there's still a lot of debate. But the initial outbreak was traced. 17 of the first 29 infections were from people who'd been to the wildlife animal market, life market in Wuhan, China, where they had the bats above the pangolins. The virus is identical to what's found in bats and similar to what's found in pangolins. The hypothesis is that the virus dropped down to the pangolin. The market man pulled the pangolin out of the cage, killed it, handed it over to the paying customer, and that's how the virus transmitted. So I think it's a clear example how we have to really take care of our natural resources, not abuse them, and look at the damage that has released. It's unforgiving, and I hope we all learn from our mistakes as a civilization moving forward.
That is wonderful. And for folks looking to try your snack, where can they find you?
Well, we're available online at chumbites.com. We're available on Amazon, and we are available at a lot of small independent natural specialty chains. We're beginning to move in now to the bigger chains, so we can be finding us on the West Coast, Smart and Final. In the summer, we'll be getting into the Kroger banners. We're in the Midwest with Hy-Vee. And in the Northeast, we'll be getting into some large retailers come the fall. So step by step, but hopefully with good consumer uptake, the distribution will continue to increase.
All right, folks, again, that is chumbites.com. Go check them out. And once again, Ben, thank you for joining me.
My pleasure. Tyler, thank you very much. It's been great talking to you.